Hey there. So this is a Patreon video. For this series of Mark bonus videos, I generally am going to do something different than now, but I didn't get to that, and I want you to have a video this week. So sometimes I may go and do this. Because this is a little exclusive club between us, we've got some secrets here. You have to pay to get to these videos, so I'm going to read for you on this episode of Mark's weekly bonus video that I don't have a name for yet, or a song, any kind of song for.
I received it.
I'm going to read for you some of our support tickets. I'm not going to put anybody's name, and if anybody ends up being a patron for that works with us, I may pull this down. But so here are some support emails and the responses if they had any. Let's see. This one was from today. It says, "Hey there. I have to put some stuff in a locked file room, and my code isn't working. Any suggestions?" 20 minutes later, no response. Cody was busy. I was busy doing things. I don't know that I was in the office at the time. Never mind. Got it. Thanks. What's that sound? Email? Some kind of email's working? Right? Oh, I got an email from work. Anyway. Let's see. There's some ones that are issues with transferring numbers for our porting to our new VoIP system, so that's pretty cool. Someone said, I am trying to several voicemails to our content management system from a client. I'm able to download them, but not sure how to get them attached. And the response was, I didn't say this, but we did go through this in the training that everyone had. And they go to your downloads location, so you got to, my downloads on the computer. So you got to put them in a location that you can find, our normal shared file location, and then you can attach them that way. So that was easy one. Someone said that they had sent us a client 2 years ago, right? And they wanted to know an update, and we don't have any client like this in our system. So I had to go through and look through years worth of emails, search multiple inboxes to figure out where, if we ever got any emails about this person. We didn't. So that was another one. We block on our firewall, we block any share file websites, Dropbox, Google Drive, share file, anything like this. We block it because we don't want people just walking off with our data. Lots of places block it by firewall rule. The firewall that we use wasn't working correctly in the past. So our server company fixed it after we said we need a different firewall. This isn't working. They fixed it. And so now people can't access the websites that they weren't supposed to be able to access in the first place, and now again are not able to access. So one of them was I had to upload documents to the ShareFile site because Cody and I can, but not everybody can. Let's see. Another one is, can you download these files from a ShareFile website? Easy. Yes, that's how it has to happen. So when we ported our phone numbers to the new VoIP system, what we didn't know was, and it was in not necessarily fine print, but I just didn't see it. There's a 72-hour to 5 days wait period because the numbers that we had before were not SMS enabled. They ported over, replaced most of the numbers for the temporary numbers for the employees. And people were saying, I can't send SMS. I can't receive SMS to my number like they were able to with the previous numbers, which is because it hasn't been 72 hours. So I didn't know that. I had to tell some people that. After we had the training on the new VoIP solution, lots of complaints expected. People don't like change. But I said during the training, even, which was 2 weeks ago, that you should use this new system for faxes and calls. And then we took away the old one. So someone asked yesterday if they're supposed to be using the new system for faxes and calls. There is a different thing where we generally had in our previous system, we generally had our outgoing calls. The caller ID was the main number. So people call in and call the main number. in the new system, you can change that. It can be the main number, or it can be your direct dial. So you call from your direct dial and somebody knows to call you directly back. There were some changes in the different systems, and I sent out an email and told everybody this, that you can change it. It can be the main number. It should be by default. You can change it to be your direct dial number if you want. Much confusion on this. Even though I try to be as clear as I can and lay it out step by step, this is what I think you should do. Ooh, here's one. We had we have a terminal server, which is our business continuity plan. So if the building burns down, or there's a flood, some bomb threat, and we can't get into the building, right? We have a business continuity plan where we, in a data center, can spin up servers that already exist to a terminal server session, so that everyone could, in theory, remote in whatever computer that they have, their laptop or computer at home, could remote into this terminal server and work on their Active Directory profile, work as if nothing had changed in a emergency scenario. We had not had this ready to go for the past few years, couple of years at least. This is how we used to work. In general, we used to all remote in when there were 6 to 10 of us, all remote into this terminal server, and from whatever shitty computer that we were working on. So we would all just remote into that, and it would be in if you've ever used remote desktop gateway or remote desktop protocol, an RDP session, you would remote into that, and everybody worked that way for the longest time, for a couple of years, the first couple of years that I worked at the place that we work at now, that Cody and I work at now. So that's our business continuity plan. However, the gateway has to change. There's an SSL certificate. We've currently got 2, and we're switching to just have 1. And the new one is updated to, I think, Server 2016. So it's supposed to be, it should be significantly better. The old one was, I think, Server 2012, if not earlier than that, even maybe 2008. So the new one should be better. It should be a better experience and should generally mirror the Windows 10 experience that users are used to. But now there's a web browser that you can just go to this web browser. You can just go to this web browser. So you log in with your domain credentials to this web browser to connect to an actual PC. It has to be Internet Explorer, which is awful. To get to the terminal session, the terminal server, you could remote and use it. You could use Chrome, but you have to use this website, which is the address for the gateway. So we did some testing. Cody and I did some testing. It didn't really work. They made a change. It worked slightly better, but it's still very inconvenient. The big push was it's easier. It's more user friendly. It's none of those things. It's neither easier nor more user friendly. So we tested that out and then came to the conclusion that why don't we just change the gateway on the apps that everyone already has. So they use the native remote desktop application on Windows machines, and there's a Microsoft Remote Desktop application for iPad and Mac OS. So those work, and they work well. So really all we have to do is change the name of the gateway, and everything will be fine. I did send that today and said, why can't we just do this? No response. So that was pretty fun. I have a user who said they closed our VoIP software accidentally. It wouldn't reopen for them, and then it disappeared from the toolbar. I don't know what kind of scenario, what caused this sequence of events to occur. When I remoted into this user's computer, it opened immediately, and I pinned it to start and to the taskbar. Like nothing was wrong. This was like 1 minute later, so I don't know what happened. We have these clients, these prospects, that somebody fills out something online and then it goes into our CRM automatically. It syncs, but it's our database is local, so it has to come from the external web through a series of hoops and chutes and ladders, and then it gets to our content management system. Sometimes some of the pieces along the way don't work like they're supposed to. So I should have been recording the audio on this separately. Hopefully it sounds fine. I'm going to have to redo this all over again. I might not. So we have one of the pieces was not working. So I had to stop and restart that probably 3 times before it actually let the leads come through to our local database. So it worked, but it just took a while. Here, I'll just do this one last one from Thursday. So we use the software that tracks printing. So anytime you print or copy, it gets charged to an account for clients pay for the prints and copies and that. So the software, in theory, since we haven't used the terminal server for a couple of years, in theory, the software should work, right? And so they were trying to get it installed on the terminal server, but because for me, it's much easier to get done what I can get done myself instead of send it to someone else, and then it could take weeks or months before it gets done. If I can get it done right away, I will. So they didn't really know how to deal with this, installing the software and then connecting to the printers and all that. So that's what one of these was about. Okay, I said last one, but I'll do this one. Some of the users can use Google Sheets and Google Docs, not Google Drive, but Google Sheets and Google Docs. They can use this because there are some use cases for this that they need to. So the firewall should be able to control this, right? You would think. It wasn't working right for years. It wasn't working right. The firewall software would need to be, or firmware would need to be updated. So then if there was an update available, it would entirely stop working. It would allow to certain OUs on the Active Directory server, it would allow certain OUs access unless the firewall needed an update, and then no one had access. So we were like, take it off. The firewall is not going to control that. We've got a different software that'll control it. Now that the firewall is currently operational, the firewall is handling it again. So we've got different groups, security groups that can access nothing else, but they can access this Google suite that they need to get to. So what changed was I changed the users that I remembered needed to be part of this group. I changed them and added them to the security group, but there were a couple that didn't. So instead of just asking me or emailing support, which is appropriate, they emailed support and 2 other people to say, can anybody access this? What's the problem? They didn't know the change had been made. They shouldn't have known. It shouldn't have affected them, but they did know because it didn't work for 2 of them, 2 out of the 3. And the one person that it did work for said it works well for me, and then I just immediately said oops, and I changed it, and then they were all good to go. Okay, so usually this weekly video might be like this, depending on if somebody pays that I could get in trouble for saying any of these things, or I also have other ideas of repairs that I may run on broken things, which was from, oh geez, I forget, Jay's girlfriend. It's not Annie, because Annie is on the other shows. It'll come to me after I'm already recording this, but it was suggested that we do this kind of video. So that'll come in the next coming weeks. Next week, we'll see what happens. Who knows? And Cody probably will never, ever do an episode of Chubby People Eating Cheese, but if he does, it might show up here. So tell the folks, if they want to see video, you can get that on the certain tier. I think it's on the $7 a month tier, which overall is not that much. So there's $1, $5, $7. I think even maybe at the $5 tier, you can get that. The bigger thing that's extra that Mr. Hanakna is taking good advantage of, and I like, because I'm messaging every day as much as I can on Discord. The Discord chat is that Discord chat. So let's see. I'll just look at this. You can see it wherever you are, but the producer tier, the $5 a month tier, which isn't that much, gets the weekly show bonus video, and if you're a Mark's Friend tier, you get all that stuff, the Discord chat, and you can be a guest on an episode. So there you go. You're already at least a producer level if you're watching this video. If you want to upgrade, you could do that too. Doesn't matter. Either way, I'm going to make this podcast as long as I can and as long as it continues to be fun. See ya. You've been listening to Help Desk Nightmares on the Halfway Network. Help Desk Nightmares is created by Mark E., Cody T. with Dave G. It is edited by Mark. It is produced by Mark, as well as our patrons Austin and Cayman. If you like the show, for others like it, check out halfwaynetwork.com. Leave us a review on iTunes so other people can find the show. Follow us on Instagram at Help Desk Nightmares. To become a patron, visit patreon.com/helpdesknightmares, or for show notes and links, visit helpdesknightmares.com.